In this episode, I'm going to share with you a few strategies for how you can stop throwing your money at social media. Hey everybody, Katie Lance here, founder and CEO of Katie Lance Consulting, the Get Social Smart Academy, and author of the book, Get Social Smart. And it's episode 140 of the Get Social Smart show. And I'm going to share with you a few of my favorite strategies for growing social media without spending a lot of money. Let's face it, when it comes to social media, whether you've been on social media a few days, weeks, months, or years like I have, when things start to kind of go down the tubes, like you're not getting the likes or the engagement, you're not getting the traction or the leads that you think you should be getting, it's really easy to say, okay, let's just throw a lot of money at the solution.
Shut up and take my money.
And that's not always the solution. So today I'm going to share with you 3 of my favorite strategies for increasing your social media without spending a whole lot of money. Strategy number 1, use your insights and your analytics. Insights and analytics are a great free resource, and just about every social media platform has them available. So for your Facebook business page or even Facebook groups, you can look at your insights. If you have YouTube, you can look at your YouTube analytics. On your website, you can look at your Google analytics. If you have an Instagram business account, you can look at your Instagram insights. All of these are free, and I would highly encourage you, before you start spending any money, look at your analytics. And this is especially important for those of you who've been creating content and you've been on these platforms for a while. One of the things we like to look at with our team is we will look at the last 3, 6, even 12 months. And I like to look at what type of content we've posted, what type of content got the highest level of reach, engagement, impressions, click-through. And you know what? A lot of times we'll just use an old-fashioned pen and paper. A lot of times I'll just grab a pen and paper, sit down, open up my Facebook analytics, open up my YouTube analytics, and we'll start to make notes about the type of content and how it performed. And then we'll look to see, are there some patterns? And what was it about that content that made it perform well? Was it the length of content, the topic, the time of day we posted it? Maybe it was the thumbnail. You'll start to see some commonalities, especially if you've been creating some content for any period of time. Now, don't worry, maybe you're not quite on the content bandwagon yet, but even if you've just been posting to, say, your Facebook page or Instagram, at a minimum, you can look at your insights to see what type of posts perform well and which ones not so much. And that will help you tremendously when you go forward with your content plan. Strategy number 2, the devil is in the details. Yeah, the devil's in the details. When it comes to your social media strategy, it's really important on how you're crafting your post on your specific social media networks. So for example, if you have a great post over on Instagram, you're probably going to include 10, 15, 20, maybe even up to 30 hashtags over on Instagram. But when you share that post over to Facebook and we see those 30 hashtags over on Facebook, it looks a little spammy, right? So it's important to think about the details of how you're posting content and how it's going to look on each specific social media platform. I'll give you a quick example, and that has to do with video. As you know, since you're watching this, we create a lot of video. We take our video content and we put it up on YouTube. We put it up on our Facebook business page. We repurpose it over to IGTV. It gets repurposed in a lot of different ways. But it's also really important that we have a great thumbnail for our video, because we know when it comes to video, for you to even click on it and be interested, you've got to have a great thumbnail. But so often I'll see an agent or broker who's created a great piece of video content, but their thumbnail is like the worst possible thumbnail. And let's be real here, when Facebook picks our thumbnail, it's usually something that's super awkward, our mouth is half open, or something ridiculous. Or sometimes when you post to Instagram, if you don't choose a cover photo, the default through Instagram is just a black frame, right? And so that doesn't give people a sense of what your video is all about. So those devils in the details. When it comes to video, have a great thumbnail. When you're thinking about posting to those different platforms, think about what is the best way to capture what it is that you're trying to capture. What is the best way that you can really set yourself up for success? Strategy number 3, think like a storyteller. When it comes to your content, think like a storyteller. Get away from the facts, because guess what? Anybody can find the facts, right? So if you're using social media, let's say to talk about your listings, instead of just saying 3-bedroom, 2-bath, open Sunday 1 to 4, it's kind of boring, right? I can find those facts anywhere. So instead, think about, is there something interesting or unique about that house? Maybe even ask your clients, what is it that you fell in love with when you first moved into this house? And that story, that emotion, that's really what can draw people in. So think about that. And a lot of times when it comes to thinking like a storyteller, you want to think about what might be something that's funny or nostalgic or something that really makes you think. Instead of just posting the facts about a listing or community, think about it in terms of being a storyteller. And that's why using things like Facebook stories or Instagram stories can be really fun, because you can have a little bit more fun and playfulness when it comes to your social media strategy. So I'd love to hear from you. What are your biggest struggles when it comes to social media? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're watching this over on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell button. That way you get notifications when we have new episodes each and every week. And as always, for more tips, tools, and strategies for all things social media, please visit us at katielance.com.